Where's that treasure map?
Arg, what's up everybody? It's the Pirate Stacker and I'm at the Daytona flea market with Rich the coin guy. You know him, coins and jewelry. This is my guy Wednesdays out at the flea market in Volusia County Fairgrounds. But today we're at home base and we're gonna be talking about one of the coolest things. It is the Hawaiian Counter-strike coins. Now I've heard about this and I grew up in Hawaii, so for me this is a really cool topic. Let's have you tell me some more, because there's got to be a lot to it. I see these things going for big money. I want to know more. Go for it.
Okay, they only counter stamped so many of them. One of the best, one of the most sought after are the silver dollar size. And they counter stamped one side aloha money, and on the other side is $1 counter stamped. And they only counter stamped so many.
Now, what is that stamp? What does that say? I can't quite get in.
This one, yeah, this one says Royal Hawaiian Mint dollar, and then like the $half will say Royal Hawaiian Mint $half. So each one has their denominations.
Now, why did they counter stamp these with the Hawaiian? Why there?
It became like a souvenir. It became a collectible. I really would like to find out where the counter stamp went, if they're doing a bunch of them or if they did a bunch of them. I think it wound up getting destroyed, but I don't know what happened. It's counter stamped on both sides.
Now, who stamped these?
This was out of the Royal Hawaiian Mint, which was a company on the islands.
So they were their own actual mint, because I see these are all different dates. They just happen to have a stamp on the real money. Now, did they have permission to do that, or is that just something they do?
Just something they did.
They could.
They probably did have permission. I'm not positive of all that. They also, there is Silver Eagles out there, I was told, 1993, early 90s, that have a few of these. On both sides, you got to look, and they're desirable. You don't see them on eBay too often, and when you do, they're 40, 50, 100 bucks each. But they're very sought after.
Which I've seen them pop up in some Facebook groups, and they're spendy. People go after them, and I guess that just comes with the fact that it's become a known factor. You know, obviously you see some things that just randomly have a stamp or a mark, and it doesn't mean much. But this is consistently on a lot of U.S. coins, and it's kind of a thing. Like, people are definitely after them because I see them paying big money for them. And that is very cool. That is the actual bag that these came in from the Royal Hawaiian Mint themselves, not for circulation. So it is purely a collectible sort of deal here. And I definitely am gonna go and look up more about this, because to me, again, I grew up in Hawaii. This is super interesting stuff. So when I look at a collection like this, what are we talking price-wise? What are some values?
I did a little research here, and it's, you know, the penny. So it's for anywhere from 40 to 100 bucks. The dollar pieces are ranging between 90 and 100. And you have to almost go onto some specialty auctions to find that information out, because it's not always on eBay.
Now, you said you keep this in your personal collection.
Yes.
So this is, if I was like, hey, give me a number, you'd be like, no.
I wouldn't sell it for $1,000.
Really?
Yes. I wouldn't sell the collection for $1,000. It's just, I try to build knowledge with people. I try to show people what to look for. And by having this around, it goes a long way. I sold a coin this morning that I've been talking about for 2 years. But how long are you going to talk about it? Eventually, you got to pay bills. I sold a silver dollar for 700 bucks earlier. That was the Carson City coin originally, and they overstruck it in New Orleans with an O. So it was an O over Carson City, and it was nice to see it went to a good home. But sometimes this stuff sells. You know, you have to sell it.
Now, I would say you can kind of see that some strikes are better than other strikes. So that's something too. I mean, this is just one of those odd things that if it comes across your path, you wouldn't even know about it unless you've been in the community long enough to have seen or heard
Now,
before.
Back in coal mining script and back in the Civil War period, they used to counter stamp coins to use in the local grocery store. So if you had, when coins were scarce, if you had an Indian head penny, the grocery store would strike into it, say the letters of the store, like if their initials were JS or AP. And then if you used it in that store, you would get extra bonus, you would get an extra discount, and they would discount it. So you had counter-stamping that goes back many years, that they would use a host coin and they would put in someone's name or just carve into it their initials, and that would be used in the local town.
That's awesome. And it's funny you mentioned that, because I just recently seen some bars from 1975 that was a hospital that put it out as a memorial silver bar.
Yes.
And that was a typical thing back in the day, to advertise and be able to do that. That sure is interesting. This is an awesome topic. I appreciate your time today. For you guys out there, this is the coin guy, my pal Richard. He's out here at the flea market. There's his info, super helpful. And thank you for everything.
Yes.
We will see you again next time.
You got it.
Awesome, thank you. So no flea market trip is complete without a trip to get some food. We got hand battered corn dogs, but we got all kinds of hot dogs. Makes the trip worthwhile. So many good things at the flea market. And who doesn't love hot sauce? Bring in the fire. And barbecue.